It's that time of year where everyone gets excited about the new kit release for the upcoming season, and with Wrexham's return to the Championship for the first time in just over 40 years, we have drawn up an absolute masterpiece and a really nice touch from the past for our home shirt for the upcoming season. We're going to be talking everything regarding this home shirt, and we're also going to be bringing you some transfer news today about a potential target that could be signing from an overseas club. So before we get going in today's video, if you'd like to see more Wrexham AFC content on YouTube, like I say at every video, this is the place to be. Make sure to get down there, click the red subscribe button. We're on the road to 28,000 subscribers. And without further ado, let's get reviewing this absolute stunner. All I'm going to say is Wrexham Football Club, take my money. We have released a stunning home shirt for the upcoming 25-26 season. A really nice touch from the past. The home shirt that we had between 1981 and 1983. It's a really nice touch to that. It's basically a carbon copy of that design. Having a look at it now, obviously the main things that stand out: the centralised badge returns on a Wrexham shirt for the first time since 1993, so well over 30 years now since we've seen a centralised badge. Obviously, when we heard the news that Macron were staying as the kit supplier, I thought, in my opinion, we were going to see another one of these bog standard designs like we usually see. Not bog standard, but you know, I wasn't expecting something quite outlandish and something so bold like this, a blast from the past. I didn't think that Macron and Wrexham would sort of go down that route, but oh my word, this is stunning. Obviously, Patrick were the sponsors when we last had this shirt. The badge is embroidered as well. It's not one of these stick-on badges. They have gone all out to produce an absolute masterpiece, and returning to the Championship, like I said, for the first time in well over 40 years, you want to be playing in style, and we are going to be doing exactly that. The collar, there's pinstripes as well going down the shirt either side and the left and right. The United Airlines sponsor I think fits in really well. It's not too prominent. It is just unreal. It is genuinely so nice, and it's all of the small touches as well. You've obviously got the Gresford touch on the back of the shirt. You've got Wrexham is the name in the inside of the shirt. It is absolutely phenomenal. And as well, the new home shirt will be released in the new club shop in Eagles Meadow on Thursday at 8 PM. So tomorrow in Wrexham, in the shopping centre, the shirts will be on sale. You've got guests such as Neil Taylor, Mickey Thomas, Dixie McNeil, you know, unveiling the shirt all around the world, being guests, and it just plans to be a great evening. And let's hope that there's loads of fans there to purchase the new home shirt, because I think it is going to be of hot demand this summer for this Wrexham shirt, because it's an absolute stunner. It is genuinely a stunner, and I think not only have we produced a masterpiece, but on the distribution side of things, we have taken a massive step up. We obviously saw Humphrey Carr say in an interview that he wanted to bring in a supplier who could supply the shirts all around the world on a larger scale than what we're used to, and Macron have stayed, and the distribution has gone up a level. In the USA, you'll be able to buy Wrexham shirts in Pele's Soccer Store, Dick's Sporting Goods and JD Sports. In Canada, Evangelista Sport, Australia, Ultra Football and Rebel, and Nordics, Unisport DK. The distribution of the shirts this season has just gone through the roof. I'm sure the club will be working with different, suppliers across all the world to obviously distribute the shirts for the upcoming season, because we've seen Welcome to Wrexham has had a massive hit on the football club, and it's grown a worldwide fan base, which I don't think we ever expected, and a worldwide fan base that has grown so quick in the first 5 years of the takeover that it's got to a point now where we're distributing shirts on a high level to USA, Canada, Australia. So the reach that has had and the impact that Rob and Ryan have had on this football club is just genuinely ridiculous. And I never thought, I'd be sitting here saying Wrexham shirts are in hot demand for some of those massive countries that I've just said. And we're going to be sticking on the theme of shirts. The training shirt for the upcoming season has been released. We've got one extremely bold shirt accompanied by a much more simplistic red design, and honestly, for me, it doesn't matter what they look like. I think it's a free hit in terms of finding a really outlandish and wacky design to put on a training shirt, and I'd rather see the designs that are going to make people take a double glance at it than just a simple design playing it safe, because it's got a lot of people talking this training shirt for the upcoming season. Most people are saying it looks like a Wetherspoons plate. I'm not sure if the overseas viewers will get that reference, but it is genuinely a really, like I said, bold design, and it doesn't really matter what it really looks like, because at the end of the day, we're not going to be stepping onto that pitch against Leicester at home, Birmingham away, wearing this shirt. We'll only see it in the warm-ups, and the pattern on the front of the shirt is is actually a traditional Welsh one called Brechin. So there's a bit of information you might not have known in case you might have looked at it at first glance and thought, what is that horrific design? I'd like to see us go for something really bold like that, and I'm sure there's people out there that like those niche and, you know, sort of quirky designs on training shirts, and the quirkier it is, the more people, I think, in my opinion, would go out there and buy it, because who doesn't love a crazy football shirt? Okay, we might not be wearing it, but I think it's one that people want to get their hands on because it is just so crazy in terms of the design. And we've also welcomed Ancestry as the front of shirt sponsors for the training gear for the upcoming season. So talking on transfer news now, we're going to be talking about a target that does currentently play overseas over in Holland now. A big Dutch outlet is reporting that Wrexham, alongside Championship side Middlesbrough, are showing interest in 23-year-old winger Sontje Hansen, who currently plays for Eredivisie side NEC Nijmegen. I've probably butchered every single word there. Now, talking a bit about Hansen, he did come through the ranks at Ajax Amsterdam, where he did only make 2 appearances for the first team, making a handful of appearances at the youth setup at Ajax before moving on to Nijmegen in the summer of 2023 on a free transfer, which proved to be a really good bit of business by the Dutch side because he has hit the ground running for them in the 2 seasons that he has been at the football club. Now, the 2 seasons that Hansen has spent at the club, he's registered 22 goals and assists in 72 games. He's also made a handful of appearances for Netherlands under-21s in their Euro qualifying campaign. In the 3 games he played, he has registered 4 goals and assists, so it seems like now is the season where Hansen is having his breakthrough season in a setup where he's getting consistent regular game time. And if we're looking on the position as well that Hansen does play, he's predominantly played on that right hand side on the right wing for Nijmegen over the past couple of seasons he's been there. And looking at the scout report on Hansen, it seems like his main attribute, of course being a winger, is going to be his dribbling and his confidence in 1v1 situations. If we're looking at his stats last season in the Eredivisie, 43 successful dribbles last season, 37 chances created, and like I've just said, 11 goals and assists as Nijmegen finished 8th in the Eredivisie last season. So personally for Hansen, he's contributed a lot to that side and has helped them get a good finish, and personally for him as well, I'm sure he'll be looking at those numbers thinking he wants that big move now. Yes, he's playing in a big league over in Holland, but if he wants that massive step up now over to English football where most talents really do flourish, and it's probably the best place for players to develop and make a name for themselves on the big stage. We saw Man City were linked with him a couple of seasons ago when he was at Ajax. He was a bright talent when he was younger, and okay, it didn't work out at Ajax, but it's not the end of the world. He's gone to Nijmegen and he's just really hit the ground running. Like I said, 22 goals and assists in 72 games. And I think it's interesting looking at this in the sense of he is a very attacking winger. He is one very attacking winger, and I just don't see him having the defensive attributes to play in that right wing back role like the likes of Barnett and Ryan Longman do have. You're looking at a player like Hansen who is a really attacking winger. The only comparison I could sort of think is like a Gabriel Martinelli for Arsenal. I could not see him playing in that left wing back role purely because of his attributes going forward. Like I said, his dribbling, his 1v1 situations, his attacking threat. A player like Hansen, I can't really see him, you know, doing a really good job defensively, especially when we are in the Championship. But I don't think it could mean a tweak of formation change by Phil Parkinson. I definitely don't think that's going to be the case. But I don't see why a Dutch outlet with over 500,000 followers would release an article like this and it wouldn't be true. So I really don't know. I do like the fact though that Parky is looking at players overseas. I think this was long overdue and it's definitely a really good move from Wrexham because there's some real talent, like I said, that have been over in the overseas leagues, you know, like the Dutch league, Spanish, French, you know, that have come over to English football and have just really thrived and made a name for themselves and become a multi-million-pound player. So I really do like the fact that Parky is looking there, but I think it just doesn't really make sense to me. Don't get me wrong, I would not say no to this signing because he is a very good player. He's 23 years old. He looks really bright. His future looks really good. His stats, you know, at such a young age in a competitive league over in Holland is just something backing up the fact that he's going to be a good player when he's older and continue developing. And whether that is going to be at Wrexham or not, we really don't know. It's said to be only interest from Wrexham so far, so I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not really too sure on this because, like I said, he's more of an attacking player down that right-hand side. He doesn't seem to have the attributes to become a right wing-back to defend against some of the best players in the Championship. So it is going to be an interesting situation whether Wrexham pursue Hansen on another level. It seems like Middlesbrough are the only club at the minute that are showing a concrete interest in him. So I think we'll have to wait and see on this front, but like I said, his stats are good. He looks a promising player going forward. His attacking attributes, his goal output, his dribbling, his confidence going forward has just really improved over the past couple of seasons. So we'll have to wait and see on this one. It's definitely interesting to see us, like I said, scouting players in a different league, because it was much needed. We're in the Championship now. We're going to need that bright young talents that we can find for a cheap price elsewhere and continue to develop. And whether they have a good sell-on fee in the future or whether they're the face of the club for the next couple of seasons, it's definitely worth a look at. So that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe. It's a bit of a short one today, but there's not really too much to talk about. The team have flew out to Australia. We've seen only 2 summer signings so far. I was expecting probably 1 or 2 before we flew out, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I hope we don't get left behind in terms of transfers, and I hope we can get all the targets that we have been scouting over the line, because yeah, it's a very important season for us, and I'm sure a lot of fans will be looking at this thinking we've only made the 2 signings before our pre-season tour. Yeah, I don't know what we can make of that, but like I said, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you're notified every time a new video uploads on the channel. And until then, take care guys, up the Championship Reds.